All right, I am back, and I am at AJ Henry Park. This is out in Kelowna Estates. This is the kind of an upscale area. It's kind of way out from where I was. It's out here off Thomasville Road, out in Kelowna Lakes, not Kelowna Lakes, Kelowna Estates. Not far from where I live now, but that's where I am now. The truck. City vehicles be coming out here sometimes, and this is, they're out here cleaning up, doing what they normally do with the city and stuff. People come out here to skateboard. They got a big, nice lake out here too. I'm gonna take y'all down by the lake and show y'all what's going on down there. But I used to come out here sometimes and just chill, I used to come out here like on a Sunday. I would literally have to catch the bus out here, and then I would have to either walk. The only time I did that when I was homeless, when I caught the bus, and I had a bicycle. Put the bicycle on the bus, caught the bus to Kelowna, and then got off on Thomasville Road and then rode the bike down here. But I really started coming out here once I, got me some money and got my vehicle and everything. And I used to come down and sit out here amongst these areas. They got a nice, nature trail walk, big nature trail walk area. You can come down here and you can, used to book freight from out here. Also too. So this is a really, really, really nice area. Like I said, they've got a dock down there with the lake and everything. And I'm gonna take y'all down there and show you all the lake and stuff. I used to go down there sometimes and sit on the dock and just relax, book freight. I used to come out here and stay out. I used to come out here and just stay all day long. I mean, literally come out here and just stay all day and just book freight. The city has their cookouts out here. They have their big city cookouts. They have all these grills and stuff out here, and big areas where you have large gathering areas. But yeah, this is where I used to come. And let me show you all what we got, what's going on out here right now. Show you all the area. I really used to enjoy this. We got a nice playground, different areas. Kids back there on the skateboards. We got a big, nice lake out here. You come out here and sit down and enjoy the lake and everything. But this is part of my, dispatching freight from the park series. What I used to do back in the day, I used to dispatch freight from the parks. And so this is how I used to do it. And this area here is really, really nice. Nice, secluded, wooded type of area. You got the deck out here you can walk out on and enjoy the water. You got nature trails. See that trail that goes all the way down and around? Another nature trail that goes that way. You might do some nature walks. We're just gonna walk out here on the deck for right now and sit on the benches and kind of look out over the water. But this is why I used to come to really, really relax and just get away from everything and do my thing and, book freight and have fun out here, It's very, very, very relaxing, especially when you come out here early in the morning or late in the afternoon. And there it is. This is it. Absolutely beautiful. Nice big lake area. Homes and stuff. People come out here and fish. I don't want to drop my phone in this water. Let's see the turtles down there. Turtles and fish. I'm pretty sure they got some gators out here somewhere too. But this is where I used to come, and just enjoy. I come out here and sit down and chill, and I would book freight. That's my little spot. This is my favorite little spot right here. I used to get over here in this little corner and just, have my battery. And by the time I got out here, I would have my laptop all charged up and enjoy about a good 4 hours of charge my laptop and just usually just sit out here and book freight, and just really really enjoy being out here. And just this is kind of what set the tone for me wanting to become successful. I used to come out here and look at some of these houses off the lake and stuff, and I used to say to myself, I'm gonna have a house like that one day. I'm going to, live in an area like that. And lo and behold, I actually live in this area. I actually live out here in this area now. So this is out here close to where I live now in Killearn Lakes Plantation. This is Killearn Estates, and Killearn Lakes Plantation is just down the road from here, from where I live. So, but this is all part of my looking back series of how I did it, and the places that I did it from back when I didn't even have a roof over my head. Was just homeless, and things that I was doing and making my way into this industry. And this is a great industry. I mean, it really is a great industry. And I can't say that enough. There's no way I can express the gratitude that I have for this industry, and the way I was able to navigate it and get to the point to where I am. And now I'm looking to take it even that much further with our Easy Lease program and our training platform and our vocational school and things like that. And and I haven't done anything that anyone else can't do. I've chose to do it the right way. You have a lot of quote unquote freight broker trainers and dispatch trainers out there. They're taking shortcuts and they're teaching people the wrong things. I just got off the phone with a young lady. Said she took another freight broker course and she feels lost. And they didn't even give her all the correct way to actually broker freight. They taught her the lazy man's way of brokering freight. They taught her to, whatever the shipper has on the price of the loads, they taught her to take money from that price. Let's say if the shipper has a load posted for $3,000 or $2,000, whatever the case may be, she would get that load and she would post on the load boards for $1,500. The $2,000 load she posted for $1,500 or $1,200. $3,000 load she posted for $2,500 or $2,000. And they taught her that what she decided to keep was her margin. But that's just wrong. I mean, really, that's wrong. That's stealing from the owner operator, because people are out there actually teaching people that that's how you broker freight, when that's not how you're supposed to broker freight. You're supposed to negotiate your margin on top of what the shipper has already allotted to pay to the owner operator, because you're there to help the shipper. You're there to, entice the shipper or to sell the shipper on your services of being able to help them move more freight. Now, in order for them to do that, they've got to pay you a fee. And you're there to negotiate your fee on top of what they already have set aside for the owner operator. So if a shipper has a load that's $3,000 and $2,000 and $1,500, you're supposed to go in and say to that shipper, "Hey, Mr. Shipper, how you doing? My freight brokerage firm. We feel like we can help you move a lot of your low-paying freight, cheap freight, your mid-range freight, and your high-dollar freight as well." Now, in order to do that, based on what I'm looking at as far as the type of freight that you have, X number of freight. You have, let's say, 2,000 loads or whatever the case may be, or 20,000 loads or 5,000 loads or 600 loads or whatever the case may be. From looking at your freight, I see that about 40% of your freight is low dollar freight. That's freight that's less than $1 per mile or less than $2 per mile. So it's really what we would call cheap freight. You have another 25% of your freight, another 25% of your freight is mid-range freight. That's freight that's ranging from $2.25 to about $3 per mile. And then you have what we call high dollar freight. You have another 15% or 18% of your freight is high dollar freight. That's freight that's more than $3 per mile. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or $10 per mile. It's higher range freight. Now, me as a broker, I feel like I can help you I feel like I can move 35% of your freight. Okay, I can help you move, whatever the case may be, 35% of your freight this year. Now, in order for me to do that, I'm going to need a margin of 33 1/3%. Okay, now that margin goes on top of what they've already have allocated for the carriers to pay the carriers to move the freight. So you're not going in there just taking the freight that they already have priced at what they have priced at, and then you're gonna take money from that, and then you're gonna try to sell that to a carrier. That's wrong. That's wrong. You're gonna leave that money alone. The money that's on there now, that's for the carriers. Then you're going to negotiate your margin with the shipper on top of that. So if my margin on a $3,000 load is 33.3%, which is $999, shipper may say, well, that's a little bit too much, Mr. Butler. We can't afford to pay you 33.3% on the margin. Well, we feel like we can pay slave fees 18 to 20%. Then I may come back and say, well, Mr. Shipper, 18 to 20%, that's awful low considering the amount of low dollar freight you have. This is called negotiating. This is what you are supposed to do. This is called negotiating. Not that crap that these people out there are teaching you all. Well, just take, the shipper has this freight marked at this price, this price, this. You can take from that, and that's your margin, that's your fee, and then you give the rest to the carrier. That's stealing. You are robbing the carrier blind. Okay? That's stealing. That's not how you're supposed to negotiate. That's not how you're supposed to operate as a broker. If you're gonna be a broker, live up to your name and do the job right. Okay? Learn how to negotiate. Learn how to properly, correctly, and legally negotiate your margins with the shipper. So legally, if that shipper come back and say, well, I'm prepared to pay you 18 to 20% on the margin, then then my negotiation would be, well, Mr. Shipper, that's kind of low considering the fact that you have about 40% of your freight is cheap freight that's under, and obviously you're not gonna be able to move that freight at that price. So what I need to have is a minimum of 27% margin on that freight, so I can take money from my margin, add it to that low freight, or take money from my higher dollar freight margin and add it to the cheap freight and bring it up to the medium range freights, and then I can then help move both your cheap paying freight, your mid range freights, and your high dollar freight. That is the correct way to negotiate. Now, I just given you all a free negotiation, a free negotiating course, just this quick. I just gave you advice on how to negotiate. Okay? I don't know what these other freight broker trainers, what they're teaching you all. I'm not gonna call in names, but y'all know who you are. You're wrong. Stop teaching these people to just take money off of the rate, and then a $3,000 rate, you take $500-$700 off of it, and that's your fee, and then you give the carrier $2,300, $2,500, or whatever the case may be. That's stealing, man. Stop stealing from the owner operators. Okay? Now, those of you out there who were taught to do this stuff, the wrong way, if you want to learn how to do this the right way, if you want someone who knows how to really broker freight, to teach you how to really broker freight and how to really dispatch freight, then join our platform. Because that crap is that's stealing. That's the lazy, cheap, lazy way out. Okay? And I don't know where these people learn this stuff at. A lot of these people who are called themselves freight broker trainers, they've never broke a freight a day in their life. They really haven't. They couldn't have if that's what they're teaching. Because they're teaching you the wrong way. That's not how brokerage firms are set up. That's not how they're supposed to operate. If they're teaching you that, they're teaching you the wrong way to broker freight. Okay? There's some other things that they're not teaching you too. To be honest with you, your first year, you're probably not going to make any money as a broker. You're probably not, because you don't have the criteria. You don't have everything you're going to need for a shipper to risk working with you. That's just it. I mean, look, other freight brokers won't tell you that. Other trainers won't tell you that, but I will. I'm going to tell you the truth. If you wanted to join my platform and this is your first year and you want to broker your first year, don't join my platform, because you ain't going to make no money as a broker. I'm not going to lie to you. You're not going to make money as a broker your first year unless you have certain things in place. The things you're going to need to have in place in order to make money as a broker your first year, you're going to need a Dun & Bradstreet payday score of at least 92. And the best you can get is 100. If you don't have that, don't even think about trying to broker freight your first year as a freight broker. You're also going to need 5 to 7 references that's going to attest to the fact that you've done business with them to the tune of at least $300,000 per month for 6 months consecutively without a break. If you don't have that, don't even try to start brokering freight your first year, because you're not going to make any money brokering freight your first year. Okay, you're gonna need 8 to 12 months seasoning on your bun. If your bun has not been seasoned at least 8 to 12 months, don't even think about coming out trying to make money your first year broken freight, because no shipper's gonna work with you because you don't have the seasoning required for them to work with you. If by chance you do find a shipper that will forego your season, that will forego your 5 to 7 references, that will forego your Dun and Bradstreet payday score. If you happen to find a shipper that will just overlook all that stuff that other shippers require, they're going to want you to prepay for at least 20% of the freight that they're going to give you ownership of. Okay? And the smallest shipper I know has $1 million worth of freight. So if you ain't got a couple $100,000 laying around that you can prepay for freight, don't even think about it. Okay. Now, is that to say you have screwed up if you've already went out there and paid that money for your bond, paid that money for your insurance, you paid all that money, you have all that stuff done and your authority and all that type of stuff? Have you screwed up? No, not necessarily. Join our platform. We'll show you how you can correct that and how you can go about operating and making money your first year and get all the things you need to get in order to be successful. Okay. Join our platform and we'll show you how to do this the right way. We really will. I just set a young lady straight here today. A couple of people called me yesterday. I had to set them straight and got them on the road to now they're set to where they can actually earn money. I'm talking about anywhere from $250,000 to upward more than that their first year, if they implement the things that I've set them on and told them how to do. And if they do that, if they do what I've instructed them to do, they will be just fine. But for these freight broker trainers out here who are just telling you, yeah, come on in, pay your money, get my training, and you'll make $1 million your first year, that's BS. They're not telling you a lot of the stuff. They're not being completely transparent with you. They are not. I have a video out called Freight Broker Training. Can you handle